Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Shark Attack Sunday. So I have two guests who have both been on the show this year separately, but now they're together. So this is going to be an interesting show. Please first let me introduce Madeline Deering. How are you doing, Madeline?
Great. How are you?
Great. And we also got John Ward up there. How you doing, John?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, I shouldn't be doing great because I had to watch this shitty movie that we are reviewing right now.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, it's not going to get a good review from me or probably anybody else. This is David DeCoteau's, fantastic shark movie. And we'll get into all of that stuff. But it's 90210 Shark Attack.
My dad used to say, when there was blood in the water, there's no hope. And he was right.
I want to thank you all for signing up for this elective class.
I heard your dad was a pretty famous ocean explorer. Really fascinating. Oceanic anthropology seems really cool.
Write about your dad. That'll really help you.
My dad's not coming back, is he? There's rumors he was cursed.
Awesome. What else do you remember?
A shark? A great white. A big one.
You have powers or something.
I'm scared. I'm gonna open up and say ah.
Sounds good.
Or I think it's also called Beverly Hills Shark Attack or Shark Attack Beverly Hills, something like that. It should have been called Shark Attack 90210. But they didn't even really go.
It should have been called 1313 Shark Attack is what it should have been called.
All his movies should be called 1313 whatever, because it's just the same shit, different, sharks.
Same locations, same guys taking their shirts off,
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
It's David DeCoteau.
Yeah, which whatever. That's his style. I don't knock that. But what I do knock is countless walking. I mean, this movie made Lord of the Rings look good. Because there's just so much walking that had could have been cut, but of course, if it were cut, then the runtime would be cut, which gets me really upset when I see these films that just they don't spend enough time on the scripts to make them long enough, so they have to pad out the movie.
Oh, yeah. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
This script was 50 minutes. So the scenes with walking are absolutely ridiculous because it starts with somebody over here and they literally walk. It's one take, one shot all the way over. And I'm doing it in real time.
I know.
This is how long it took.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way over and then they do their business and then they walk all the way back. Same shot, one take, back into the house. And it's I understand getting a master shot, but give me a close up, give me a medium shot, cut to something like a bird in a tree.
Yeah.
Do something. I mean, it's the walking was just too much because it would really be from the house to the swimming pool, from the swimming pool to the house, inside the house, upstairs to a room, walking down the hallway to another room, turning around, walking down and it's rinse and repeat. I mean, it was just crazy.
The sad thing is you're not exaggerating at all.
No, I'm not.
That's true. And my favorite thing was I got so upset at the girl. There's the blonde girl who she looked like she was pissed that her boyfriend was hitting on another girl. So I thought that at first. And I was like, oh shit, we're going to see something. So she starts walking at first, like she's going to have some kind of vigor to her. And then I'm guessing at some point, David DeCoteau goes, slow down. Literally kind of stops for a second.
Like this to
Yeah, exactly. She looked like she was gonna run, and then he was like, no. You need that screen time. You need to walk up there. And then we need to, so then she starts videotaping the girl, and it's supposed to, I guess, gonna go on YouTube and be some kind of practical joke or something. But like it was so ridiculous, the walk, that part,
But in that scene, what's the joke? Like what is it that she got to kiss a good-looking guy? I don't understand it. It's like,
guess the
I
joke
don't-
was that she fell for him, like, because like I guess the idea was, and this is the funniest thing about this, is the idea was supposed to be that she was, that one of the that the girl who's kind of like, I don't know, she's the shark girl, shark tooth girl. She is with the guy. I think is I forgot his name. It wasn't Tyler, but it was something. Or whatever, maybe it was. But they were chatting, and then he's like telling her all these like, love stuff, like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Yeah.
you're so lovely. Whoa. My internet connection is unstable like my life. Are you there?
lot of dead air.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Ew.
Okay, I gotta cut that.
I'm here.
Yeah, no, it was it said the internet was unstable like my life. I don't know.
You were like slowing down a little bit, but I was
Yeah.
just like, oh, it'll probably, whatever.
And then what happened?
Because I didn't know if I was
Then
on
it
my
disappeared or something, or what?
end. You just said, whoa.
Oh no, I was doing that because
Yeah.
like I all of a sudden heard my voice like in
Oh,
the
okay.
back, and I was like, oh, like that wasn't good. All right, so what I
Yeah,
was saying is
we're
like
good
he
now.
was saying all these like lovey-dovey stuff to her, and she was falling for it. So I'm guessing that was the thing. But the problem was the girl was like standing over in the corner. She wasn't hiding or anything. Like the girl could just literally look over and see her, filming her and everything. I don't get that,
Well, and she's filming while telling the audience what she's doing, which means that she's recording herself saying, oh, look at this practical joke
Yeah.
we're playing. This is going to be great. So that's going on YouTube also. So it's like, so you're kind of telling people you're a dick.
Yeah.
It doesn't make, I mean, none of this film makes sense. This is literally an abortion. It is a shark abortion. And I don't blame the actors. They did what they could. I mean, just from the title alone, just 90210 Shark Attack. I was hoping when I first saw this, because this is my third stupid watch of this movie.
Oh
my first
God,
time
I'm so
I watched
sorry.
it. Well, I watched it a second time for Shark Week, forgetting I'd seen the movie.
Oh,
And I'm like, God,
yeah.
this looks familiar and sounds familiar. And I'm like, what's going on with this thing? And then they're like, oh no, I've already seen this. This is awful. And then watched it again just to remind myself. And I think the version that we saw on YouTube was edited. The quality was horrible. But it's just, but you think with a title like 90210 Shark Attack, that they would parody 90210.
Yeah.
And like kind of like Jersey Shore Shark Attack, you had Snooki was like Mookie. And you had like the different characters, from Jersey Shore, getting attacked by sharks. And this has nothing to do with 90210. I don't care, David. I'm sorry. You could show 20 shots of signs that say Beverly Hills or Rodeo Drive. It's not Beverly Hills. You could show as many beaches as you want. It's not. You could show as much bad shark stock footage as you want, because none of it matched. There's even one piece of stock footage with the sharks where there's two that are clearly in a tank, because you can actually see the line where the two glass pieces meet down the screen.
Yeah, so it's obviously like an aquarium or
It's
whatever.
not even in the ocean.
Yeah.
And like nothing matched. And every time somebody died, which by the way is 47 minutes to the first kill in a movie that's like 75 minutes. I mean, it cuts to the same stock footage, it cuts to the same scene, it cuts to the the same everything. This is the laziest film I've ever watched, and it should be removed and destroyed. It is awful. It is literally one of the worst films I've ever seen. And if I my other pair of glasses didn't break a while back, I would have used at least one of those pairs to probably gouge an eye out, because just in case it broke. That is how bad this movie is. It's awful. Now I'll get off my soapbox here. There we go. And
yeah,
I got my rant out.
Well, what about you, Madeline? What did you think about this when you first saw it?
Oh God, I just like John. I remember renting it from Family Video. Rest in peace, Family Video.
You rented this? Wow, I didn't even know it was out.
Yeah, I rented it at Family Video, and I remember watching it, and it was not at all what I was expecting. It's barely even a shark movie. Like, I mean, again, it's been a while, and like, what, the shark tooth and the girl like turns into a shark or something, like, makes no fucking sense. And those long shower scenes, the stories. But you know what? It was somewhat memorable to me because I remember it more than I remember some of the other, shark movies I've seen. Because this one was so terrible and weird.
Right.
I don't even know what. Yeah, I don't know. It's not good. I remember being like, "What the fuck is this shit?" when I watched it.
And they have enough characters that just kind of disappear in some ways. If you're going to use that same bad visual effect of the shark coming out of the girl to kill people, and then we see no blood whatsoever, kill more people. Have a mailman show up and have her kill him. It's the same bad effect over and over.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're paying anything else. It's not like, oh, we have to turn her head left or right. Just have her attack a mailman or a UPS driver or, I don't know, the paper boy or something like that.
Yeah. You're acting like she's a dog.
Come on, 47 minutes?
It sounded like a dog, like, oh, let's take the mailman or the pizza delivery guy.
That'd be funny.
Okay, all right. Then a stripper. Have a stripper come over and then.
Well, it have to be a male stripper
and it's Dave
because
DeCoteau,
that's
so
all
it could be male.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It have to be male because that's the only person who ever gets shirtless in this movie is the males or whatever. And there's this awkward scene.
God.
There's an awkward scene. So apparently there was a sex scene that we cut from, I guess, they just randomly...
I think the girl was nude or might have been. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think that was literally because unless Bloodbath and Beyond did watch the same version that we did, which I think they had to watch a DVD of it. They said the same exact thing of like there was supposed to be sex, but they never saw it, so I'm guessing there was no nudity. I guess it just got cut, to that thing. So all of a sudden they're done having sex and he's like in bed with her. And then this girl comes in and starts talking to them. And she's just like, oh. And then he goes, you can join us if you want. And I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God. That was the creepiest scene. Like, oh man.
Yeah. He's like, what? I offered her sex.
Well, no. Yeah, the worst part is the girl like that, usually the girl will look at him and be like, how dare you? But like that girl seemed to be like, all right, sure. That's what he's doing today. There's nothing.
Well, and you're thinking at first that there may be college students until they start talking about high school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, wait a minute. So Donna Wilkes, who is for some reason in this movie, and they never mention Jaws 2 or do a shark joke with her, or when she's talking to the main girl who turns into a shark, she could go, oh yeah, I remember when I was 17 and I had to fight a shark. I mean, they could have done any joke with her. Why is she in this movie if you're not going to make a Jaws 2 joke? It makes no sense. Bland. And I just felt sorry for her being in this film. I used to have a massive crush on her when I was 8, because that's when Jaws 2 came out. And of course she was Angel, and it was, I kind of followed her career until it kind of drifted away somewhere. But it was sad just seeing her in this movie.
You followed it into this movie. That's where her career has gone. Sadly.
It's got it.
they could have made an angel joke, like that guy could have called her my
Yeah.
angel. Like I get upset when I don't see this thing. I was so happy I was on set of a movie where Major Asshole from Spaceballs was in there, and Tiffany Shepis got to call him Major Asshole in front of me, and I was like, "That's awesome." Stop being a major asshole. And I was just like, like anytime you can put in a joke from a movie or whatever, just because the audience is hoping for it, that's the best thing,
Yeah.
But sadly, yeah, there was no Jaws 2 references, unless I missed it somewhere, which doesn't sound like I did.
No,
John didn't.
I don't think so.
No, but I was insulted that they brought Spielberg's name into the movie, and I'm just like, how dare you? How
Where did they
dare
do
you
that?
bring
Where?
It was near the beginning where the guy goes, instead of writing like a term paper, can I make a film? And the horny guy with the girl with the blonde goes, calm down, Spielberg. And I'm like, oh, why did you have to bring up? I mean, you got a girl from Jaws 2. Why you got to bring in Spielberg, into your rotten, horrible movie? I mean, it's like, no.
Spielberg didn't even direct Jaws 2. Like, he had nothing to do with. Yeah.
No, he was doing Close Encounters at the time.
Good for him.
He was going to direct Jaws 2. But he was sad he was going to do part 2, but he was doing Close Encounters instead.
I'm very glad he didn't, because honestly, Jaws 2, maybe he would have made it better. I don't know, but Jaws 2. I'm
a big fan of Jaws 2. I think
I'm a
big fan of Jaws 2. I think it's a very legit sequel to a film that should have never had a sequel. Like they actually pulled it off.
That was my problem with it, probably.
Yeah, I mean, if you follow the books, is Jaws Bruce 1 is male, Jaws 2, which is Bruce 2, is female, and when the shark gets electrocuted at the end in the book, a baby comes out, and that baby is supposed to be the shark that goes to Jaws 3. Or if you cancel Jaws 3, it's the shark from Jaws the Revenge.
But Peter Benchley didn't write the Jaws 2. It was a movie adaptation, right? If I'm correct.
His original book, yeah, he had nothing to do with it. I forget who wrote, like Daniel Seals. I know I got his last name right, but yeah. So, but the books are very different from the movies. But that's a whole other episode. So
I know. Yeah. So yeah. So this movie was just pretty terrible all around. There was not. I don't think there was anything redeeming in it whatsoever. Like. None of the, I mean, even if the actors were good enough or whatever, like there's just, it was just too boring to like be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like nothing happens.
Yeah.
No, nothing.
happens.
It's walking and talking. That's all it is. I mean, I like the house. I mean, or mansion, whatever it is.
I wish they spent more time in there. They probably
I would have liked
couldn't.
to see them on the boat trip. Where is this boat trip that they keep talking about?
They didn't have it in the budget.
Boat trip. Yeah, they kept showing one boat in the water, and I'm like, is that supposed to be the boat that they're on? But you keep cutting back to the same shot of the boat over and over again throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
So, and I don't like even calling this a movie or a film. It's not.
It's I don't know. It's a piece. That's what I'd call it. But like, what is it? There's, and I love David DeCoteau. Don't get me wrong. Like, I dig the dude. Like, I think he's, especially back in the 80s, he did some amazing work. I think now he's just kind of a director for hire. So he's he'll just do these movies like, oh, I can make you a shark movie for $7,000. Okay, let's go make this $7,000, $10,000 movie.
Oh yeah, no. And he used to make some really good stuff. I love Creepazoids. It's one of my all-time favorite Alien ripoffs. And I own the DVD. I own the Blu-ray. I have like a little 11x17 poster of it. I love Creepazoids. In fact, I even know one of the guys. I'm friends with one of the actors from Creepazoids, and Mike Aranda. And so stuff like Jonathan had mentioned, I think it was like a couple days ago with like Nightmare Sisters was good.
Mhm.
He did, in my opinion, the best Puppet Master, part 3.
Part
That's
3.
my
So
favorite
at one
too.
point,
I actually
he was
really
a real
like.
director at some point.
I even like retro Puppet Master, which doesn't get a lot of,
That was fun.
because
I'm not a
it,
fan.
really, see, that's the thing. A lot of
No.
people don't like it. I liked it just because it was fun. It was, and it was Greg Sestero as
Yeah, there's that.
yeah, that was just great. And there's some fun stories that I could tell you guys later, but I'm not going to go into on here about that because I heard some fun things about that. But it's just, like it's one of those things where David DeCoteau was really good at one point, and then he kind of, I guess he decided to, he had a brand, this is his personal brand, his personal style. And other filmmakers do that thing where they walk and pad out the timing. He doesn't do it all the time. This was like clearly a case of like, oh shit, we don't have a lot of, we don't have a lot
2
of
days. We have 2 days to make this movie.
Yeah, so let's just I think literally that's what it came down to, is like, let's make a movie in 2 days and just shoot like a bunch of shit, and then whatever. And it had a story in a way, like, I guess the story being like,
it has no ending. There's no ending to the movie.
No.
well, she kills the teacher, and then that's it.
But that's not an ending. It doesn't resolve anything. I mean,
But
it
there was
doesn't.
never anything to resolve, because like she kind of figured out who she was, which, see, that's again, that goes into, they could have made more story, right? What they needed to do was they needed more story with and I don't know why I'm talking about this as if it were a thing that could have made this movie any better or not, but
a film,
this thing any better. But it was basically if they had spent more time with the story of it. So the story being that this girl's father may or may not be dead, there was no resolution on that, but he like disappeared 5 years ago, by the way. Who is still that upset when somebody brings up her father like that? That scene was just ridiculous. But it was just a drama scene that you had to have for her character. But anyway, so her father's may or not be gone, but she probably killed him because she had that stupid shark thing, stupid shark necklace. That's what I'm thinking. She killed her own father.
The necklace with the tooth?
Yeah. So if you look back, I don't know why I'm actually diving too deep into this thing, because it doesn't deserve it. But if you watch the movie, what I picked up from it was that there was the shark tooth necklace or whatever. It is the thing that summons the killer shark thing, whatever spirit, that eats the people, right? Like there's no point to it, but other than it eats people. So there's this part where so shark tooth eats people. Then it's really hard to explain, but I think the father got eaten by her, and then she woke up somewhere and didn't know, he like figured he disappeared, because his body got washed up somewhere. Though if that happened, I don't know, whatever, he would have probably been found somewhere. So
that
there was
makes sense,
right? Like I have to make something, work with this thing, right, John?
Well, I think a lot of this has to do with the house. I think it's they obviously David DeCoteau has a deal with whoever owns that house that he can go in and probably shoot when the house isn't being used for other things. So he has maybe 2-3 days to shoot there. And so they can't do a lot, it's just like, all right, we're in and out, two takes at most, no blood, that's,
you could still explain,
we're gonna cut away.
We don't have to show the dad getting eaten, but just explain it, like her going, oh my God, her talking to some
explaining.
I did. I want some explanation, man.
Oh my God. It was like Tarantino at his worst. I mean, we didn't need 10 pages of her talking about the about the shark curse. It was just like, my God. I mean,
Well,
talk
I
about
mean, explain that you
diarrhea
might have
of the
seen your
pen.
dad
I mean, it's just like,
killed. I mean, whatever, something like, oh my God, I might have killed my dad. It's all coming back to me. That's as simple as it can be, fucking, I could have wrote that shit,
You could have wrote a
well,
better.
a couple extra lines.
script.
I would have
Yeah,
probably
wouldn't have
wrote a
killed
better
it, so,
script.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Something that just explains a little bit more, because it did leave questions and problems. And I would have loved to see the pitch guys do the pitch guy do this. He would have been like, wow, this is terrible.
Wow.
But yeah.
I mean, I would imagine the pitch guys were okay. I'm David, and I'm the pitch guys are in front of me, and I'm like, okay, I got a big house. I got like 4 guys who have like rock abs, and we got some pretty women, and they get killed by a CGI shark. Sold.
Yep.
Go make that.
I
movie.
mean, I'd be
2 days.
sold.
Yeah, it sounds great on paper.
Yeah.
Like if you put that as by the way, I will read you guys this this was a story thing that they have for this on IMDb. It is not what you see in the movie. So students encounter a haunted shark tooth. No, they don't. The haunted shark tooth's already on the girl. Beverly Hills Corpse. I'm wondering if this was actually written before the movie actually got made or something. A group of entitled Beverly Hills oceanography students arrive at a mansion in Malibu. Not even Beverly Hills, apparently, in Malibu. They couldn't even get the place right. To study the local ocean waters. However, someone or something has other more murderous intent as the students begin to disappear one by one, murdered by some flesh-shedding entity. This is not the movie we watched.
No, this sounds a lot better than the movie we watched.
Leaving wounds similar in nature to shark attack. But how is that possible when the nearest ocean is a half mile away? A half mile away?
That is fucking great.
Well, and the guy does say that. There's the one of the guys had his dad rent the place, and I think it's the boyfriend of the blonde that mysteriously disappears and then we never see from again. He does say to her, because the blonde's like, oh, my skin gets bad by the ocean. And he's like, yeah, we're like 3 miles away from the beach or something. But yet they're supposed to be there to go on some oceanic boat to study the ocean. But yet they don't bring anything with them. Like they literally have like one suitcase, but there's nothing, there's no testing materials. There's not even a clipboard. None of this film makes sense at all. I mean, what happened to the blonde? Did she just run away? Did she just run down the hill? She drops the cell phone and runs.
She disappeared. I'm guessing the girl ate her, too.
Probably.
That was the only thing I could guess. I was just like, all right, then they couldn't, that actress said, an actress said, oh, by the way, David, I've got a paying gig I got to go to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. She looked at 5 minutes of the dailies and went, ooh, I'm out of here.
Yeah, like you didn't make me look very good. You made all the guys look good, but you didn't really make me look good. I gotta go.
Yeah,
and he's like,
I'm just gonna take off.
And then they're
and then it goes from like an oceanic trip to wanting a screenplay or book written on the Shark Girl. Like that was the whole plan all along.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. This movie, man, if you can call it that, is just, it's just an hour and 15 minutes. I wish I gotten back, but thankfully I don't have
I've
to
sadly spent 3 hours, 45 minutes of my life is wasted because of this film.
I am so sorry.
I know. That feels like it should be a tax write-off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're down to the end of the show where we will rate what the fuck we just saw. And
Well, if you don't mind, I just want to bring up one last thing, which is
Sure.
why are there 2 ending credits? So there's ending credits where we see each character and we get a picture of them, and then there's the credit of their name, and then when that fades away, it goes to just their names up on the screen. So like they have 2 credits in a row, but there's no credits at the beginning of the movie except for the title.
see, maybe that was the problem. Maybe that they're like, oh, we got to make up for that, so double it up at the
We
end.
forgot to put them at the
Exactly.
beginning, so we'll just do them back to back, which makes no sense at all. So, well, that's the last notes. That's the last thing I have on my notes, which I thought was bizarre. So,
Yeah,
Not a
I
lot
mean,
makes sense.
yeah, that should be like I should have included this for What the Fuck Friday, but honestly, it doesn't deserve a What the Fuck Friday. For What the Fuck Friday is much better, like for more movies that do ask you what the fuck, but like you
Yeah.
enjoy it better. Like this movie is definitely a Shark Attack Sunday movie, and it is terrible. It's probably so far it's been the worst of all the movies. And Maddie, you were in two. Actually, this is your third one you've done because you did the first 2 with us. So this is the third one you've done. And John, this is your
Yeah, I believe so.
second.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so the ones you've seen, like Sharks of the Core and House Shark, and you, John, with Land Shark, this is definitely the worst, of them all.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, because I had a new appreciation for Land Shark. I watched it once, was not a fan, and then watched it again to do the review with you, and actually really enjoyed it the second time. So
Yeah.
I enjoy
was
Land Shark.
hoping something like that would happen with this, but
Well, it didn't
Oh,
happen the
God,
second
no.
time, and didn't
Yeah.
work the third time. Third time was not a charm.
third time, definitely not. No.
So let's do our rating. So we do the stinkometer rating, which is the 1 to 10 rating. 10 being the worst and 1 being best, I guess, kind of thing. And if you want to do if you're thinking like, oh, you're not sure between one or the other, you can do a 0.5, so 5.5 or 6.5, or can't do 10.5, sorry. But I know John was saying his rating earlier to me, and I don't know if it's still the same or if you want to change it or not. What about you, John? What would you rate this? Oh, did I lose him for a second?
Well, when we were messaging each other, because we just happened to be watching it at the same time, I had said this should be the first film that gets an 11. 10 being the worst. So 11 meaning that this is worse than the worst. So, but since we could only get 10, I say 10.
Okay,
So
10. Okay. I will agree with the 10. What do you say, Maddie?
I'm gonna give this an 8 because I'll tell you what. Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
No, it's just
Yeah.
shocking. But
Listen,
My-
this movie is awful, but as I said, like it kind of stuck in my mind for some reason, and it's so weird. I feel like this is a movie. It's not a movie you want to watch with friends and say this is so bad you have to see it. But there's just
Oh no.
it's so fucking awful. But I don't know. It's not the worst shit I've ever seen. And again, I remember things about it, and it's been years since I saw it. And at least like it's memorable, but not in a good way. So I'm gonna go with 8. I've seen worse.
That's fair.
That
That's
I
fair.
can't fucking
Wow.
stand.
That's fair.
Yeah, I know.
I'm actually happy you did that, honestly, because I told John earlier that we have not had a 30 on this on Indie Film Cafe yet. And I was like,
I
if this is
ruined
the
it.
move, no, I'm glad because I want to save the 30 for Indie Film Cafe itself.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was like, oh man, if this is the movie that gets a 30, I'm gonna sort of be a little disappointed because it wasn't on Indie Film Cafe and we got it on here. But alas, that didn't happen, and I didn't tell you any of that stuff beforehand. So
No, not at all.
So you had no idea, and thank God because you did say an 8. So it's a 28, which I feel like that's fair. Out of 30, like
I would not wish this film upon Al Qaeda. So I mean,
I would.
it's. I mean, I mean, maybe ISIS, but I would not. I mean, this movie is horrible. So I don't.
That should be like the review quote at the top of the thing. I would not wish.
Oh
this
my
to-
God, yeah.
People be
And
like,
you know, I'd read a movie that said that on the cover for sure. I'd probably buy the sucker,
right.
and then I'd regret it. But you know,
I mean, no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't regret it because
oh, you're right.
like, the whole point to this stuff and you know, when we're doing our like little bashing of these films and stuff, it's not really bashing. Like, look, we don't like that these movies are kind of slow or boring or whatever, you know, have these moments. But like the sheer ridiculousn's of this movie makes me think, man, people should see it. People should see how ridiculous
That's
it
why
is.
I say 8.
You know, so I mean, I would change mine, but I actually do like keeping it at a 10 because I was fucking bored by it at many a time, and I can't,
I don't blame you.
You know, and,
I can't recommend this to anybody. I would even say if you're drunk to watch it, I can't. I would even say that it's fun to watch. It's not a movie. It's not a film. It's just bad. You know, it's not The Room of shark movies. I mean,
no. There's
no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a lazy. Yeah, it's just a lazy film. It's very lazy, and it looks like it's made by maybe a 12-year-old. you know, might do it. 13-year-old.
Yeah,
they could do something.
Right.
So it's.
Yeah. I think the problem with shark movies in general now is everyone wants to make one, and they don't care how shitty they are because it's a shark movie. Someone's going to watch it, and this is part of that. Where coming off of Sharknado and like all these big hits, it's just like, oh fuck it, let's do a shark movie. They're going to watch it no matter what, and it's a piece of shit. They don't care if the movie is good or not. It's just they're going to make money off it anyway.
Well, with that being said, right there, I think that's a good way to end it because that explains Shark Attack Sunday for you guys, all of you guys. It's just right nowadays, it's just getting to the point where they're like, let's just fucking make a shark movie. Oh, what's the shark movie about? Who cares? You know, let's make a shark movie in our backyard, you know, called Backyard Shark. Oh, okay. We can do that.
I'd watch it.
Yeah. You would.
And I'm part of the problem.
Yeah. I mean, you're not part of the problem because you're just one person.
I know.
You know, there's a lot of people. There's a whole group of people who love it. And, you know, that's not a problem. You know, if you enjoy something, you fucking, you know, that's great. Keep that going. You know, I just wish more people would take a little bit more time to develop their story and not just shoot everything.
Definitely.
2 or 4 days or whatever it takes to make these shitty shark movies even shittier because, you know, let's make them good. Let's make them good. Let's make them good movies. You know, I mean, I'm not saying make another Jaws, but, you know, make another Jaws 4, you know, like something, you know,
make a House Shark. House Shark's fun and original.
Yeah, something like that.
We already got a couple of those.
Yeah, we got another one coming out soon. So I mean, good for those guys for keeping making these things and keeping the shark movies alive. You know, just make sure that there's like, at least with House Shark, there was a plot, there was a story, there were characters that were very developed. They didn't walk all the time. They, you know, they were entertaining. I mean, David DeCoteau, man, you know, he does his Lifetime movies, he does his 1313 films, he does other original films. So I'm guessing that's just the thing. He's like, oh man, I got to go to my Lifetime movie. You know, they're paying me more on that than this. So sorry guys, I got to go do that. And you know, whatever, you know what I mean? Like they're not caring as much.
No.
All right.
I'm just glad that this didn't have Amityville in the title because then I'd have to buy it and add it to my collection. Luckily, I don't collect shark movies as much. But if it was called Amityville Shark Attack, I'd probably have to own it.
Was it
I think Sean C. Phillips is doing an Amityville shark attack or something.
Shark House or whatever, which
Yeah,
was it
something like that.
Amityville? Well, I know he was doing Amityville Karen. So, and he also had I think it was House Shark House or something.
Amityville Shark House and Amityville Karen are the two that Sean and Will are doing.
Yeah. And so it's just so God, weird, crazy. Like I'm just so many fucking shark movies, and they're just kind of taking over the indie scene. And that is wonderful, but it's also like, oh my God, everybody's doing one. You know?
And it's also that a lot of them are rehashing and lazy and just
they're not really taking the
No
time
offense.
to just make something original and different and
exactly.
but I'm waiting for Cop Shark or something, Shark Cop, have they made that yet?
Oh, no, but now they need to, and you need to make that.
Technically, they did. It's back in the 70s. Jabberjaw. It's a cartoon by Hanna-Barbera.
Okay.
I forgot about Jabberjaw.
Yeah, he's a great white shark, and I believe he's a cop.
I forgot about Jabberjaw. Holy shit.
Well, damn it. Because I can be sued by Hanna-Barbera for that shit. I don't know. Could you?
Or at least I know there was an episode where he was a shark.
I know. It's funny because, it's funny that I'm saying that because was it what's his name? So there's those names and stuff, and then the characters that have already been done before, but you can still get away with it. Like, look at Asylum with Android Cop. It's obviously
I love that type of stuff.
Right. So fucking, you can make Shark Cop still, I guess. Cop Shark.
Yeah.
Which one will go first, Cop Shark or Shark Cop? Which one sounds better?
I think Shark Cop.
All right, I'm gonna start writing that and copyright it. So anybody watching this thing will be sued.
One thing I learned from David Sterling is you don't want to give. If you're in Redbox or whatever it is, you want to start with A. So if you're doing Shark Cop, you may want to do like
Cop
Shark, because then it's in C instead of S.
Sure, but it doesn't
never
sound
thought of
as I don't know which one sounds, but Cop Shark sounds better, I think. Anyway, So there you go, Cop Shark. He's part shark, part cop.
I want this movie now. I'll have you know.
All right, you can be my producer on it.
I will definitely.
And John, you can direct it because I'm not directing that. I'll put my name as a writer, but I'm not directing.
I would be honored to direct it, and I will put the Spielberg zoom in out in there too. So
what if Brody was a shark? Boom! There's your movie.
Might get another dimension.
So into this.
He's a chief of police on a beach. Oh my God! This is bad. All right. So anyway, guys, I love this. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all for joining us for this other episode of Shark Attack Sunday. Join us next month. This is moving to a monthly podcast. So there you go. So Paul will be on. I have no idea what Paul's got in store for us. I'm scared. Paul
Good
usually, he had Mega Shark versus giant octopus last time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope it's something even worse, but we'll see.
There's much worse.
There is. I know as the seasons go on, we'll try to get as many of the terrible ones as we can.
I was lucky enough to see that in the theater.
Oh,
Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus?
Yeah, they had a screening of it out here in Vegas. I still have the ticket.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
I enjoy the Mega Shark movies. I wish they'd make more. I guess they're done.
They're done with Sharknado too. So I mean,
yeah,
I'm wondering. They're not really doing a lot of shark movies these days.
No, Asylum's
I'm waiting
Not
for
doing it.
12-headed shark attack. I mean,
I need that. I need that in my life.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Oh, I'll tell you guys something after this. All right, everybody, thank you guys for checking this out. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll be back next week or next month. Next week, but next month for a whole new episode of Shark Attack Sunday. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.
Bye.